Also got Silk here on the desk joining me. How you feeling tonight, bro?
Feeling good. Feeling pretty good. Excited to watch some Division B Rocket League. It's my first time on the desk this season, so what a good way to kick it off.
Yeah, no, I'm excited too. I was commenting on it, pre-game, but I've never seen Silk with the mustache before, and it's making me feel a certain type of way. I wish I could do it. You can see me trying to do something here, but it just doesn't work. But nonetheless, we got a Division B matchup here tonight. Two kind of mid-pack teams through 4 weeks of league play. Car-Jitsu versus Ripped Khakis going to be battling it out tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and toss it over to some stats here. We'll get started on here. Division B, we have two currently undefeated teams in Division B, which is absolutely insane. Hidden Fennec at 4-0 with a 92% winning percentage is just absolute insanity. And then Parched also being 4-0 right now, but a little bit lower at 80%. Both teams looking like they're just dominating this division as of right now. And then it jumps down to a team we'll be seeing tonight in Car-Jitsu, who are currently 2-2. But just seeing that jump between number 2 and number 3 is insane. You got Parched at 80% winning percentage. You jump down to Car-Jitsu at 47. I mean, I have never seen this high or this lopsided of a division until now. It's absolutely insane to see. But then the Car-Jitsu's opponent is going to be Ripped Khakis, 1-2 so far on the season, only winning 33% of their games. But they are leading the division in saves per game, so maybe a little bit more of a defensive team. So it's going to be an interesting matchup here. Like I said, kind of two, I would consider the mid-pack, what about 13% winning percentage separates these two teams. So we'll see who can come out on top here tonight. But let's go ahead and introduce both these teams and who's on them. Ripped Khakis is going to be first. I'll have Silk cover those two guys.
Yeah, Ripped Khakis. Sorry, you were going on about the division standings, and I'm just kind of perplexed right now. I was just staring at it, at how like top heavy it is. Like I can't believe just the cutoff from 2 to 3 into Car-Jitsu. Like that's crazy to me, Car-Jitsu. But like going into Car-Jitsu here, wait, Ripped Khakis or Car-Jitsu?
Ripped Khakis, Ripped Khakis.
Ripped Khakis, Ripped Khakis. Their opponents, Car-Jitsu. Ripped Khakis, composed of Izord, Creed, and Scold. Creed with a Q. Got 2 of those in this division, or is this the other one? Wow. Okay, that's not confusing. But I do know, seeing Creed in my own tournament, in the 2v2 tournament, he was Ecrux's teammate actually, in Division A. So I mean, he's gone up against some high-level opponents. So he's no stranger to a bit of higher-paced gameplay, being a second pick in Izord, who's made a lot of improvements since last season, from what I'm hearing. I mean, like a lot of people hit GC last season. I mean, there was probably a big kick after last season's LAN for sure. And Skull as well, also a LAN attendee. I think as a sub, but still he's been at multiple LANs regardless. But to talk about Ripped Khakis and kind of their individual stats here. Shooting percentage a little low on Skull's side. Which kind of fits his role a bit more, to be honest. I mean, considering he might just be either the aggressor or a very, very like patient third man, from what I see. And demos are kind of even. I mean, nothing really stand out there. Yeah, I guess clean across the board for shots per game too. That's kind of the main thing I look at for these teams and who's going to win it. It's usually the shots per game is kind of the determining factor for teams that I see winning.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that's you highlighted it pretty well. Like we saw in the division stats, they're leading the division in saves per game as well. And so like you said with Skull being a little bit more of a slow player and I know Izord's a very rotational based player himself, so I think this Ripped Khakis team kind of tries to hunker down. Looks like they need to get the shots per game and find those shooting chances when they can. But let's go ahead and jump to the next team here. Who they will be going?
Can I highlight one thing?
Yep.
With your, since you did mention that they do lead in saves per game. Although it is nice to have your a stat in like highlighted in red, on these stat sheets, it looks kind of good to have that. I will say saves might be a hot take. Saves per game may not be a very good stat for a lot of these people, or at least in the sense that some people think that, maybe like a defensive, like kind of old school NRG style might be what they're going for. But in this day and age in Rocket League, I think it was Archie that said if there's a team that is making an insane amount of saves during the game, I mean, they're not scoring, because they're stuck on their half getting saves. So I kind of wanted to highlight that little point there, that's kind of an important thing to think about. That there's different weights allocated to all these different stats that I'm seeing on the stat sheets here.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, obviously goals going to be highly weighted. Saves, like you said, might not be as much of a weighted stat line for sure, but at least it outlines kind of what their play style is and what we can kind of maybe expect going into it. But let's go ahead and jump to the next team here. Car-Jitsu 2-2 on the season so far, captained by Swamp Donkey, who unfortunately does fall at Division B. He picks up JD, who has been an up and upcomer. I think last season was his rookie season. He makes his jump up to Division B, being a first pick at that, which is cool to see. And then Xander going to be rounding out this team. Looks like JD and Xander, mainly JD, looks like to be the main goal scorer here at almost, getting close to that 1 goal per game. Looks like he's having himself a season at 37% shooting. Xander at 0.71 goals per game, shooting, pretty well as well at 32%. And then Swamp Donkey looking, as the captain of this team, stats wise, obviously stats do not mean anything, like Silks, or not mean anything, mean everything. I mean, because different weights, different ways to look at the game. So I'm talking, not as good as stats as compared to his couple teammates here. But I mean, obviously we've seen him, in grand finals the past few seasons. We know what this guy can do. Very good Rocket League player, but that is going to be Car-Jitsu tonight. That's a Division B matchup. Ripped Khakis, Car-Jitsu. For those of you in the chat, we do have some predictions going. We are going to be getting the game started shortly, but if you guys want to put some boost on the line, that is still available for a little bit while we get into this game. But Silk, I'm going to go ahead and ask you what your prediction is going to be for this matchup. What's it going to be with the series count as well?
Car-Jitsu 4.
Car-Jitsu in 4?
Yeah, I mean, seeing the team comp, Swamp Donkey, JD, Xander, I mean, these guys are ballers.
Yeah.
And I mean, you did say, I guess we have been talking about all these stats, back and forth, and they do provide a good predictor for how this series is going to go. But I mean, ball don't lie. Swamp Donkey, he's a baller. JD, he's a baller. Xander, absolute baller. I got to go Car-Jitsu in 4.
All right, well, you guys know the deal. I got to go against you. I'm going to go with Ripped Khakis here. I know Izord, he's the second place merchant. He's, been, grand finals. He knows what he's doing. Looking like he's having a pretty good season. And then Creed and Skull, great teammates. Hopefully they can get out of their half a little bit here and, not give us 5 saves per game. But hey, maybe if they can do that, they'll win the series. I'm going to say they're going to win it in 5 here tonight. But looks like we are ready to finally hop into this one. Let's go ahead and get this show on the road. Ripped Khakis versus Car-Jitsu.
All right, here we go. We already have Swamp Donkey trying to put a shot on right off the kickoff. Goes back to JD, but Skull shuts it down pretty early. Xander a little awkward trying to collect, but Swamp Donkey coming in to take over. Gonna try and take it slow, but a little too slow as there's a demo coming from behind. Izord trying to set up some pressure from the blue side. It's out mid. Creed just a little slow to get there. Goes out to Skull, who sends it back in. It's been in this orange half quite a long time in the first 30 seconds of this game.
Yeah, no, it's like like we saw the stats, Ripped Khakis, they look like to be a mainly defensive team, but it's good to see You know, I mean, I guess it was in the orange half cart. I mean, it looks like they're trying to apply pressure at least, which is definitely a good sign here. As Izord has 0 boost, kind of pops it in this orange side. Swamp Donkey looking to control this ball, gets a decent pop up here. Maybe leaves it going for a demo play, leading blocker, but can't find the demo, and the Ripped Khakis defense holds strong.
They are standing strong. They're building up that wall right now. Izord puts a shot on. It goes wide. Swamp Donkey gets a pinch that goes straight to Izord. Here we have kind of a floating ball here. Goes straight to Izord. Shot blocked by JD. Swamp Donkey low boost. Shot high off the backboard. Nobody there though. Skull playing disruption, but you didn't really have a team there to support. So I think we might have to see that get cleaned up a little bit. Might be the speed here of game 1. Sander out to mid. Creed will be there. Shot goes high once again. One of these has to be on net. One of these has to be on net. I mean, we see like going for the backboard, going for the back. Oh my goodness. That one was a little wide though. But yeah, we see them going to backward, but really there's not a lot of follow-ups here. So that might need to be something that gets changed here. And that's not really a very difficult thing to change mid-series. So we see Creed up off the pass of Skull. Izord coming in backboard once again. I mean, they're going to have to find the net one of these times. Counterattack from the blue side. And that might be what where this blue or orange team seems to thrive, is these counterattacks, as they've been under a lot of pressure so far.
Yeah, we'll see how they can battle back here. Swamp Donkey on 0 boost, a little bit of a double commit from Xander and him, but they figure it out. Xander carries his ball into the blue half, but like you said before, a little bit of a little bit of boomer ball being played. Not a lot of follow-ups, just booming clears, kind of giving up possession and seeing who can make a mistake first. Kind of seems to be the name of the game so far. See if Creed can get anything going. Can't quite get the best touch. It's awkward for JD as he also pops his ball up high. Now it's going to be Swamp Donkey who gets a piece of it. Xander on 0 boost, does get beat out by Skull. Izord gets a good centering pass. Creed might be there for an open net slot. And he finds it. Ripped Khakis strike first in the series.
What even okay. That Swamp Donkey and Xander got caught up in the opponent's corner, and it's just JD back to defend a 1v3. I mean, that's just tough overall. I mean, you got 3 people coming at you. Something's going to go in eventually. JD did his best, but they do go down by 1. So they're going to have to set up something here. Xander fakes it back to Swamp Donkey, who goes high. 2 of the blue players are up. JD shot just going to trickle in. Tied up. A minute 22 on the clock.
Just a beautiful play there. Swamp Donkey forces out 2 to go. Nobody can find contact, and then finds a demo on top of it. No chance for anybody on Ripped Khakis to make that save. A beautiful equalizer goal there from Car-Jitsu. We'll see if they can carry this momentum and get another one back-to-back. Kickoff does go in favor of Ripped Khakis. He's going to put this into the corner. Creed almost maybe finds a touch. Izord pops this up off the back wall. Skull gets a good 50 to go his way. JD's looking very awkward, but Xander going to bang this in. Almost going to be a pass for Creed. Can't get a lot of power on it as he had 0 boost. The challenge is still here, though, from Skull. Xander a little bit awkward as well. A lot of misses coming out. I don't know what's going on this orange half. Swamp Donkey gets demoed in the process. Creed trying to find a pass midfield, but Xander on the back wall gets a great save.
And we're still stuck in this orange half. Touch goes mid. Izord shot. Xander low boost gets dunked, but it does go into the corner. Safe just for now. Creed pop towards net. Swamp Donkey is up. No one knows who to go. Miscommunication in the midfield. That's not a good place to do that. But they do get out of their zone. It might come back into the orange half. Once again, some ping pong happening. JD sends it across. Izord to collect. Met by Xander, but does get it around Xander, actually. Skull there for the shot. Bump play coming out. There's still another shot. Gets blocked. It's coming down to the wire. Xander up in the air. Last play. Blocks wide. It still hasn't hit the ground. And there it is. Overtime.
Game number 1 OT, absolute cinema from this series so far. Good chance off the kickoff here. JD runs out a boost, a fantastic touch from the captain Izard, but the pressure is still on. Xander puts it off the back wall. Fortunately, no teammate there to follow up. Swamp Dog gets a decent hit, forces Creed to go up, waste some boost. Xander's going to put another shot on, but the defense from Ripped Khakis, I'm going to keep saying that we saw the stat line from them. Looking like they're pretty solid, defensively so far. Swamp might have an open net look here, but Creed, again, racking up the saves as of right now. Swamp Donkey looking like he wants to be there. Xander trying to put a shot on. Doesn't have a lot of power. Izard going to be there for the diving save.
Yeah, I do see where that lower shooting percentage comes in for this Ripped Khakis team. I mean, going back to those rips off the backboard, they do have a lot of pressure, but they can't really quite put the ball in the net, and that's going to be what separates them from that top half of this division. I think if they're able to find those holes and capitalize a bit better, they might be able to go toe-to-toe with these undefeated teams at the top part of the division. There's a hole in the defense, though. Xander finds a goal to win game 1.
A beautiful shot there. 0 boost, and Swamp Donkey also goes for that one. Nobody able to get back, like you said, on defense, and that's going to be a wrap on game number 1. Car-Jitsu going to take it 2-1 and progress to 1-0 on the series. I don't know, a very slow start at the beginning, but it seems like the rotation started to lock in a little bit there. Both teams started to find some pressure, but like you said, the Ripped Khakis shooting percentage, like you said, we could see it a little bit there in game number 1. We saw the amount of pressure they had. They just couldn't capitalize on all of those chances. Like you said, that's going to be what separates them from those two titans, those current titans of this division.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't watched an insane amount of replays from this division as I've been pretty busy lately, but I know that is a very impressive stat. This late in the season, to be undefeated, like it's going to come down to those two teams, much like it usually does when we have two undefeated teams late in the season. I don't know why they never go head to head earlier in the season. I've never really seen teams that do that. I guess it's not very notable that early, I suppose, but
yeah,
I digress.
For sure, it's
a game too, though. It's
a great point, and I also did want to mention, shout out Yellow Dog in the chat. I did talk about this pregame, and then I forgot to bring it up on the stream, but we actually do have a roommate battle in this series right now. Swamp Donkey and Izard both living in the same house. They've lived with each other for quite a long time now, so definitely a little bit of a rivalry there. Both the roommates battling it out. So far, Car-Jitsu and Swamp Donkey have the upper hand, but we'll segue over into game number 2 now, see if Ripped Khakis can find any sort of answer, put away some of those chances. We saw the shooting percentage, but it looks like Car-Jitsu off to a great start.
The roommate battle. Now that is kind of a crazy matchup. Definitely one that doesn't happen very often. We do get one per season typically, but a dunk. Would you call that a dookie? I'm not really the dookie master here.
I was thinking about it. I don't think so. I don't really think so. Kind of, maybe. All I could tell was JD was trying to remake the whirl, stare at the camera. Not the whirl, I can't remember even what my MCS team was, but I don't know. He was trying to make the remake of that, but JD, you can't remake it, bro. I guess Swamp Donkey was on my team, so I guess maybe he has permission to have that Selly, but it's a little bit trademarked.
There's a difference in aura there.
But yeah, minute in, Car-Jitsu picking up right where they left off. Game number 1. We'll see if this shot can be on it. It's an absolute slot from Creed. He kind of seems to be the main aggressor on this team, Creed. I see him going for a lot of those shots. Unfortunately, not many of them falling so far, where Skull and Eyes are kind of playing a little bit more defensive. You see them there kind of being in the same spot. Eyes are just going to slot this one on. JD able to get back for that one. Swamp Donkey kind of fakes this one out. Xander is able to read it. Skull going to pop this up off the backboard. JD should be able to handle it well as he pops this in his own corner. Double commit does come out. It's going to mean no second man, but luckily it's a big touch from Car-Jitsu, allows Izord to disrupt for now. You can just see Izord ball chasing a little bit here. Skull going to pick up, find a demo as well, gets it on one. Swamp Donkey, a little bit awkward. Looks like he'll be able to carry this ball out.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of, like, confusion on who should be going for the ball next. Like, there's a lot of close rotations into each other that lead to, like, should I go or should he go? And a lot of times it leads to double commits. But not this time. Creed does find it through into the orange net. Off the pass of Skull at that. But even there, Izord does get a little close, leaving no last man. If that was, you know, worst case, that could have gotten pinched into their net. So I think, you know, maybe cleaning that up might be beneficial for this blue team.
Yeah, no, for sure. I also need to call out the fact that that was a double dookie. Two members of Car-Jitsu got a piece of that ball, but it still went in their net. Absolute duker from Creed there. Great goal from him. Great 50 to tie this game up. See if they can get more of those chances, though. Izord pops this over to this sidewall. Creed trying to make a read, but JD able to get the better of him. Swamp Donkey doing Swamp Donkey things. Can't find a piece of it. Creed going to pop this over to the sidewall. Good pop from Creed, though. Swamp Donkey off the backboard makes a great touch as a Skull now. Pops this into the corner. JD makes a great read, but it also doubles as a pass. Izord couldn't find the net and actually dimes up his teammate, Skull, on accident. Xander going to pop this over to the back wall now. Skull on the back wall. Makes a good first touch. Going to control this ball. Swamp Donkey, a little bit awkward now, but it makes a great controlling touch. Maybe not. Izord's just going to rip one on net.
Ooh.
A little bit of a pass from Swamp Donkey, his roommate, and ripped Khakis get 2 unanswered.
I just want to see what happened here. Yeah, that was a dangerous touch from Swamp Donkey. And, I mean, low boost in net. It's really hard to recover that if you are JD and Xander kind of tucked away there. But we do see blue side here taking it up in the series, or at least in the game. Game 2. Creed taking a 50. Gets it around JD, who doesn't even want to hit the ball. I don't even think he was in the vicinity to hit that ball. Maybe he got a little too excited there. But Creed does find it.
Yeah.
Finds another one, extends the lead.
Yeah,
or
no,
ripped Khakis.
that's a great little comeback there. You know, capitalizing on a mistake from JD, like you said, getting a little bit excited, maybe playing a little bit too fast for his own good there. Gonna end up in a goal for the other team here. JD in a good spot there, keeps the pressure on, pops us about the sidewall. But the defense from ripped Khakis makes a decent touch here. Skull gonna try and meet JD, gets a piece of it. Double commit gonna come out. Maybe a lack of comms there. Izord pops it up. Swamp Donkey gonna show some speed there. Almost finds a little bit of a window there. Skull does pop it around one. Xander, last man back, makes a great save, keeping this ball out of their net and keeping this game within reach. Minute to go. We'll see if Car-Jitsu can get a couple unanswered here.
As Xander putting on a lot of pressure. Gonna go straight over to JD, but he does have to cut it off because Skull is there. Swamp Donkey gonna have to grab the boost. Not fast enough, but he will stay back though. It's a good cut from his team. It's gonna stay in the orange half just for now. Izord trying to set up pressure. Creed with the shot. Blocked. Skull, last man up to beat. Gapped by an eternity, but Xander does collect. Gonna try and air dribble it in. Tries to get it around Izord. Izord pre-jumped nicely, but here comes JD, last man. Low boost on the side of Car-Jitsu now, and it will float into their net. Skull, he finds a shot, and it goes in. I don't know where that came from. Here, let's watch this. Oh, that is just a beautiful shot. Finds the far post.
Listen, if this ripped Khakis team can find a way to push shots like that away, they are going to be dangerous indeed. I mean, we talked about the weight that saves per game has. We've talked about that. It's kind of been a storyline, you know, of this team. It seems like if they can maintain, you know, that defensive posture while being able to put away shots, keep that shooting percentage up high, this ripped Khakis team can be a very, very, competitive team in this division, I do believe. Car-Jitsu currently the number 3 seed in the division, of course, under the 2 undefeated Titans so far. And Ripped Khakis proving here in this game number 2 that they can battle for that number 3 spot.
Yeah, and it's really going to be up to games like this on who is in a good place when it comes to playoffs, right? I mean, the top 2 teams in Hidden Fennec and Parched, I mean they've already gone 4-0 in the first 4 weeks of this division. So they're sitting relatively nicely. They could drop 4 games and still have a decent opponent. That's not likely, but if you are one of these teams in the 3, 4, 5, 6 spot, you do want to start getting these wins and getting them pretty convincingly if you do want to have an easier matchup going into playoffs. So this is kind of do or die time, I guess, for a lot of these teams at this point in the season. Playoffs is actually coming up here pretty soon, believe it or not.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. I mean, we're almost pretty much, edging halfway through of the season, the regular season already, which is insane to say. It feels like we just had the draft stream, just got these, teams rolling. So the season is cooking by very quickly, just like the series is so far. We're already in game number 3. Series is tied up 1-1. Car-Jitsu, of course, taking game number 1 there. Ripped Khakis do answer back. We'll see if the pattern continues. Car-Jitsu looking to answer back. 30 seconds in. Xander going to have a chance here, but gets met by Creed midair. Swamp Donkey, as their aggressive first man, does get 50 by Skull. Looking to disrupt there. Puts it around his roommate Izor. Creed going to pop this ball up the corner. It's going to be forced out a double commit from Car-Jitsu. Should be okay for now, other than the fact that there's going to be no boost on the side of this team. Both Swamp Donkey and Xander low, but a beautiful little save from Swamp Donkey on 0 boost. That is much harder than it looks.
Yeah, that was tough. I mean, he was backwards, on the backboard. It was all sorts of uncomfortable, but he does manage. But we're not out of the woods yet as JD. He will try to break it out, trying to get it around Skull. Can't quite get it, though. Xander to collect. Has to find his teammate, who goes missing. But now it's JD back. Going to wait for Izord's play. Skull is there. Put a shot on. Save goes to Izord. Met by JD. Skull back in. And this is some good pressure by Ripped Khakis right now. So we do see maybe a clear. There it is. JD high clear. Buys some time to get boost. And we see Car-Jitsu setting up a little bit for what it's worth. It does get breaking out. Now we have a 2v1 shot. Little early, but it is on net. I really don't know how this is going. I mean, it's a tied series right now. What do you think? What do you think? I mean, this is pretty back and forth for me.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's kind of reminiscent of game number 1, right? It's a lot of boomer ball being played, very defensive series, just kind of waiting for mistakes, it feels like. Another thing I've noticed, especially on the side of Car-Jitsu, it feels like Ripped Khakis seem to be controlling the boost right now. I've seen especially Swamp Donkey on 0 boost a lot, and obviously he's the captain of this team. Supposed to be the highest ranked. Having your highest ranked player be on 0 boost the whole time is definitely not what you want to see at all. Luckily, he's been good enough to make the necessary saves and touches, but you obviously want to see him popping off and trying to control the game a little bit here. But unfortunately, can't do it there as he tries to get a flick around 1. You see him trying to maybe get a redirect there. JD going to be there, but the rotations defensively from Ripped Khakis has been so strong. We saw in game number 1 and 2 so far. I don't think Car-Jitsu has a lot of goals to their name in this series so far. It just speaks to the defensive posture from this Ripped Khakis team.
Yeah, and they're doing all right. I really don't think that Car-Jitsu is getting a lot of pressure in this series, and it's really, especially against a team that is very defensive heavy. I mean, if you can't even keep pressure, how are you even supposed to even get shots, and how are you even supposed to get them through a team that is known for making an incredible amount of saves? So I mean, they really have to step up the pressure maybe step up the pacing, the timing, the just all around, you know, team flow to be able to come back against this Rip Khakis team. Otherwise, I see Rip Khakis taking this.
I do too. I mean, like you said, I think it has a lot to do with, like I said, boost management, and then obviously just rotations. I mentioned it pregame. Izord known. I mean, I think he's improved his mechanics a lot, you know, the past few semesters, but he mainly kind of has that forky mindset, right? Where it's just play fundamental Rocket League. You don't need to do anything too crazy. Just rotate, and you'll win games. And I think that's exactly what Rip Khakis are outdoing Car-Jitsu in right now. So it's 20 seconds to go. It's been scoreless so far. Nothing really happening. A couple of dangerous chances. We'll see if one does come before overtime here. 10 seconds to go. Swampdonkey off the backboard cannot find a touch. Creed gets a favorable 50. Izord has a chance, unfortunately. Cannot find the goal. He had the window to progress this series to 2-1. Ball still is up, however, but it finally does touch the ground, and we're going to OT yet again here in Game 3.
If you are Car-Jitsu, you really are thanking whatever gods there are in this game that hit the ground, because that boost department was getting pretty depleted there. And if there were 5 more seconds, Rip Khakis were going to set something up there. But we do see Car-Jitsu setting something up of their own. Xander and JD just a little awkward there in the midfield. Goes off the backboard. Swampdonkey is there to save it. We are stacking the net. Somebody's got to go. And we're getting a little stand-stilly, for lack of better terms, on defense. And that's not something you want on defense. You want some momentum going into the play if you want to break the ball out, clear the ball hard, everything.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. And if Car-Jitsu find a way to win this game, oh, double fake! Swampdonkey, oh my goodness, almost gets the clip, almost fakes out the entire team. I was just about to say, if Car-Jitsu walk away with this game, I would consider it a steal. Rip Khakis feels like they've had the most pressure, but again, it's kind of like, I'm going to sound like a broken record at this point, but they just haven't been able to, you know, they've had the pressure, just haven't been able to find the actual goals from that pressure. It feels like they've just had it all this game. Oh my goodness gracious, Swampdonkey again, almost be able to put that away, but an amazing save comes out from Rip Khakis.
Oh, we got to watch that back in the replay. I have no idea how that stayed out of the net. That looked like a goal through and through. But I think it's going to be Swampdonkey just setting up, doing the solo plays, doing the dribbles, doing what he does best. I think that's what's going to get us through here. JD and Xander, they're just going to have to play disruption and play their roles. Swampdonkey seems to want to take initiative, and that's what he's doing here, going solo. Get it in round 2. It's open. Xander. No, come on. Get it in the net. Jesus. That is just the perfect play. They're doing everything right. They just can't find the back of the net.
Oh
no. Oh my God. You're going to give me a heart attack.
I want a screenshot of that ball where it's like all 3 Car-Jitsu members literally on the goal line of the blue net. The ball's right in front of the net, and question, is this a goal? And yes or no. But that was an amazing sequence, or a funny sequence to say the least. Car-Jitsu had the game on their hands. Unfortunately, can't find it. We're already 2.5 minutes in to this series. As Swampdonkey trying to find an angle, handled well though by Creed. He's going to try and carry this ball out. Does get a pop around Xander. It's just going to be Swampdonkey back. But he gets a great touch. Skull gets up nice and early for that one. Puts it into his own corner. He gets that back boost. Maybe going to steal this other one from Swampdonkey. Creed able to get a decent touch off the backboard. Going to try and follow up on his own clear. A little bit awkward, though. Doesn't fake out Swampdonkey. And he's going to try and do what he does best here, but Skull able to shut it down early.
It's been a little back and forth here lately. We do see a little bit more pressure getting put on in this overtime by Car-Jitsu, which is what you want to see if you are a fan of Car-Jitsu, as that is where they've been kind of lacking here. One does get deleted. Swampdonkey is up next. I think he's going to want to control it. Hits it to himself, tries to find something to Xander, who is there, and it will roll in oh so slowly. But speed doesn't matter as there was just one goal that needed to be scored in this entire game to go up in the series, and Car-Jitsu did it. Car-Jitsu up now 2-1 on match point.
Yeah, I mean, what an insane overtime, and just game in general. I mean, like I said before the OT started, it felt like Ripped Khakis were controlling that game, even though it was 0-0 going into OT. They had the most pressure. I can almost guarantee it if you look at the, the heat map or whatever you want to call it. Prior to that OT, Ripped Khakis definitely had the most possession and aggression. But Car-Jitsu, honestly, step it up in OT. Specifically Swamp Donkey, I noticed. He's, like I said before, I've seen him so much on low boost, and just kind of not being a very big factor as a cause of that. But in that OT, Swamp Donkey, in my opinion, was just controlling that entire pitch. I mean, he had the boost. He was zooming around the field, just disrupting, whether it's good or bad for his team. So, I mean, kudos to Car-Jitsu for being able to come out on top there. They do progress now to match point.
Yeah, that's a tough loss for Ripped Khakis. And if it was me as the coach for this team, I would tell them to take a breather. I would tell them to take a lap, take a drink of water, and just reset, because that is really a hard game to lose. Mostly because of the loss, obviously, but with the fashion of that game, the way it went, they conceded almost like 3 times. That there's 3 times probably I could say that game probably should have ended, and they Ripped Khakis should have lost. But they were given so many chances and they still weren't able to find a win. And throughout even that first half of the game, I mean, they had so much pressure and they still weren't able to find a win. That is really hard. So, I mean, you really have to take it one game at a time at this point. Reset, score 0-0, and just try and find another goal, try and find another game, go to match point yourself, and get to game 5.
Yeah, no, I think I couldn't have said it better. It's a great analysis there, but so we'll see. We'll see if Car-Jitsu can make that not happen, though. They're going to do everything in their power. But we do see a little bit of a pattern progressing here. Car-Jitsu taking games 1 and 3, Ripped Khakis with game 2, and Swamp Donkey just able to find a big booming clear and somehow able to go bar downski there. Creed a little bit out of position, can't find the 50, and that's a great first goal for Car-Jitsu. Gives them a little bit of room.
Creed looked a little afraid of the ball there. I'm not gonna lie. He was up there. He was in a position to challenge, but a shot did come through. And I know a lot of shots, especially in the last game, didn't find their way into the back of the net. But this is a new game, and Ripped Khakis do go down by 1. They are trying to find something. Swamp Donkey, 0 boost, trying to find something. Does fake for Xander. Trying to take control. 50 goes into the net. But it rolls slowly. Skull is able to make the clear out. And we'll go to JD. Doesn't have much boost. Flies into the midfield here. Where is JD? Wait, can they find it?
Oh,
oh no! Come on. He does get back. That's a good back check from Skull. Gotta commend him for that. We gotta find the positives here.
Oh man, that was just a funny sequence though. It was just like bees coming and flying, just one after another. None of them able to find a shot. Maybe another scoring opportunity here. It's gonna be Xander off a great setup from Swamp Donkey on the back check here. 0 boost, stays supersonic, pops it up high around Skull. It's a beautiful little assist there from the captain, and Car-Jitsu gonna go up by 2.
Yeah, I'm seeing similar rotation flaws from Ripped Khakis again, with a lot of these situations where there's not a close enough second, or there's a second man that is a little too close, and that really throws off the pacing of rotations for these teams. And I mean, if there's no flow on the team, you're kind of in an odd man situation almost the entirety of the game. So I mean, if you find yourself getting awkward in your rotations, I would really look at your second man positioning, because that will make or break these teams. It's the hardest position to play in this game, so it's I would say it's important for a lot of these players to master that for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, I couldn't agree more. It's Swamp Donkey almost finds an angle. But no, that's definitely the hardest spot, right? Because you got to make that decision on whether or not to go for the ball. And that's one of the hardest things to do as this, in this game, especially when you're playing at a high level, champ, GC, SSL, whatever it may be. It's always hard to be reading that play, per se. So kudos to those guys. Creed has a wide open net. Eisward, can he find it? Can't quite do it. Oh my goodness, awkwardness. Skull can't find a shot. Xander just puts a hand up and gets a piece of it. Insane defensive showing there from Car-Jitsu to keep that ball out of their net. I don't know how they were able to do that, but they're going to keep that 2-goal lead, which is very, very comfortable, especially with only 2 minutes left. Car-Jitsu looking like they want to end this series right here and right now.
Indeed, they do. And if I see another demo come through from Ripped Khakis, or they should, because I haven't seen a whole lot of demos come out from them. I think they should rotate through here, maybe try and find something. But we do see Swamp Donkey trying to take control, trying to take a 50, playing as they should. Car-Jitsu, they just need to play their lead with the amount of time that's left on the clock here. Skull does find it mid. Not really much of a shot there, though. JD gonna try and take his time, take a 50, playing it absolutely perfectly. But here's Skull diving in, net kind of open. Oh my goodness! Shot to the corner. Oh, we might see Swamp Donkey trying to get away with it. Off the post, off the post again. Xander, can he get a shot? Does go wide, but it is blocked here. A minute remaining. Oh no, Swamp Donkey, he does fake. That's a good play by him here. Skull, not a lot of boost, has to try to find it mid, but Xander is there with a full tank, clears it all the way, coast to coast, hits the bar, hits the bar again. Actually, that was saved. Never mind, I digress.
Oh
man,
my goodness.
This is getting crazy.
Creed with a 0-boost squishy save of the century. That was insane, but they're still down by 2 goals. The saves don't mean anything at this point. They need goals. Creed off the back wall to Skull, who gets a great follow-up, puts it into this orange side. So Izord's going to be there for a shot, bounces it up, but a double commit from Skull and Izord means that there's no second man there, and that's kind of been the name of the game for Ripped Khakis the past few games here. 14 seconds to go. Skull up for this one, gets a decent first touch. Gonna run on a boost. Swamp Donkey with a huge booming clear. It's going to be super hard. It's going to waste so much time for this Ripped Khakis team. And man, oh man, Car-Jitsu disrupt the pattern, win 2 back-to-back games to win this series in 4. Your prediction holds true, Silk, so kudos to you. But ultimately, Car-Jitsu with an insane game there. Fantastic to them.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this is probably the first prediction I've ever gotten exactly right this entire season. I've been donating points to basically all of chat this whole season. I really want to get that custom roll legitimately, and it's not been going very well for me. So I've been giving the love to some other people in the chat. But I'm happy that I got at least this one right, live and documented. So.
Yeah, love to see it. But anyways, looks like these boys are ready to go to bed, as am I. So we'll go ahead. They joined this call instantly. That was the fastest I've ever seen anybody join. So, but we'll go ahead and get a little interview going here. We got Car-Jitsu in the chat. Huge congrats on the win, boys. I know Swamp Donkey. Maybe I'll keep the energy down for you. I know you're sick. But how are you feeling after that win there?
Feeling all right. You didn't skip a single goddamn time.
What's that?
So you didn't skip anything. You
act like you haven't been on stream before, bro. Come on. You know I'm yapping. Come on.
Yeah, but both teams wanted it.
I don't care, man. You're on stream. But
World Moment doesn't care about anyone besides himself. What's new?
World doesn't care about anybody. Yeah.
Nope.
All right. Well, tell me how you felt in that series. How were you guys able to battle back, win it in Game 4?
So basically, second game, the game that we lost, I just threw. It's fine. I'm gonna get my punishment later tonight, right before Eric goes to bed, and I've learned my lesson and won't do it again.
He actually plays in Fargo, so we can punish him when he does bad.
Yeah.
We have a what's that thing? The paddle. What's it called? Well, you would know.
Punisher.
Or
What do you mean I would know?
Like, what did
Giant
AP beat
whore?
this kid with? Is it just a stick?
I don't know.
Just
Give him a
slap.
Are you talking
spanking
about
like a
the
man.
plaque?
I'm talking
Or
about
spanking with
Adrian
the plaque?
Peterson beating his kid with something.
I don't know. Just spank him like a
No, that's
man.
Yeah, well, no,
Get the
he went
spoon, bro.
with.
All right. Well, I'll. So JD's got an answer. I mean, Xander, tell me. I mean, you're coming off a season making land. You unfortunately aren't playing with your brother. How you meshing with JD and Swamp Donkey here?
Uh, good. I mean, our comms are kind of negative, but if it makes us win, then good.
Like, wait for quit.
Uh,
We never clipped.
Yeah, we never.
We never
I had
clipped.
2 own goals in comp game before, so I'm glad I got that out.
You actually had one in game 2 as well. It hit your car. It was going in, but it hit your
Yeah?
car. Yeah, because you were floating in top right
Yeah.
corner. After
Yeah.
my just terrible touch. I think I put out mid.
Love to hear that.
Yeah, every goal
delivery.
they had came off of just a bad Swamp Donkey touch.
I'll toss it to you,
Every
Silk.
single
You got
one.
any questions for the boys?
Man, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of drawing a blank. But
There's always the
I
good
mean-
old microwave brands.
yeah, of course.
Bubblegum, pink, or
Oh no, not that one.
I'm not gonna steal Izor's bit. But I actually do have a question. Kind of pertaining to your guys' position in Division B. Now you guys are 3-2. You solidify that 3rd seed pretty convincingly, with Brownie Demons being the next under you at 1-3. And above you, Parched 4-0 and Hidden Fennec 4-0. How do you guys feel going on into the rest of the season with, with this win being so important and having these Titans just above you, just out of reach?
I want to play them again. They're dog.
I was just about to ask
Pasky
if,
who,
I
Pen
was-
who.
I was just about to ask you, have you played either of them? But it sounds like you played both of them
We
already.
played both of them. Yeah.
No.
Run it back. We, I believe, are their only games taken, but we only took one from each.
Okay. Okay.
We could have locked in better, but I was struggling those days.
I do have Fighting Hamster, your former teammate, saying rude in the chat after those comments.
Well, Fighting Hamster, I love your leopard pants. Thank you.
My goat.
Yeah,
If
but
I
no.
were to imagine a human or a hamster as a human, it would be
Dude, when
funny.
I was like trying to finish in that game 3, I just kept imagining Hamster in those pants, and it was so close.
Oh, hell no.
All right.
Oh, hell no. Oh, no.
Dude, I got the double fake and then whiffed the open net. I'm so
I know
sad.
it's late. but
I'm
we
so
can.
sad.
All right, well, boys, I'll go ahead and end off the interview here. Huge congrats on the win, and good luck with the rest of the season, boys.
It's crazy. It's got flashbanged.
All right. With that out of the way, that's our only series on the night. So huge congratulations to Car-Jitsu for taking it over Ripped Khakis. I gotta say, Silk, in my predictions when we did the draft stream, I predicted this Ripped Khakis team to be like a dark horse, or a pretty good team in this division. And so with that loss, they do progress to 1-3 on the season, which is definitely unfortunate. And I know they dropped a game to, I believe, OSHA violators, who I believe are close to that last seed as well. So I think we saw flashes of Ripped Khakis being able to be a dominant team in this division. But again, it was just the story that we said the whole time. Can they, we know they can play defense. Can they convert and, get some goals from the pressure that they did have?
Absolutely. And I think what really it comes down to with Ripped Khakis is just one call among all of them. They don't even have to play a single ranked game. They just have to go in and talk about what it is that's going wrong, what every single person thinks is going wrong, and what, everybody should, maybe leaving a suggestion for everybody on what they could do to improve, to help the entire team. And maybe supplement that with a replay. That'd be really good, because this team sustained a lot of pressure, Ripped Khakis. but they just weren't able to find and capitalize on, all of everything that they were really working towards, really. I mean, they kind of would give up pressure and then get counterattacked, and then, it was just kind of chalk. But I think they still could be a dark horse. Like, I'm glad you mentioned that you did make that prediction, because Rip Khakis, I think they still do have that dark horse potential. I mean, throwing back to my team's NRG, I think we were 0-4 and won 4 straight the last half of the season. So, it's still, it's not over. It's not over till it's over. So, you really could make that comeback. And I think 1, 2, and 3 is kind of out of reach for Rip Khakis, to tell you the truth. But the middle of the line seeds are still not out of the picture for them. So they really could still lock in and make a good run and start making some upsets in playoffs.
Yeah, no, for sure. You all lined up perfectly. And I mean, I say that it's been fast. We're already halfway through the season, but that also means you still have an entire half of a season left to improve and make it. I mean, we're a 4-fun league. Everybody makes playoffs. It only affects your, positioning and seeding. So really, all that matters is your playoff performance when it comes down to it. So like we said, the sky is only up for the Ripped Khakis. We'll put it that way. Car-Jitsu looked great tonight. We'll see if they can get back at those number 1 and number 2 seeds come playoff time. But with that all out of the way, that's going to be it for the stream here tonight. Silk, one final thank you for joining me on the desk tonight, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
As always, really quick plugs. We do have an Epic creator code. If you do buy anything or use anything in Epic Games, Fortnite, Rocket League, obviously, use our code. It helps give us a little bit of support through our code. Obviously, follow all of our socials as well. And then we do have our Discord in the bottom right of the screen currently. If you guys want to join up, we have a great community with 6 mans and just random calls, hanging out with the guys. If you guys are interested in that. But with that all out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and close off here. Thank you guys all for joining me tonight. And we'll be back very shortly with some more Dakota Collegiate Rocket League action. So we'll be back and I'll see you guys soon.